Hey Derrie, this is in response to your vlog today about why do Christians get credit for giving and why don't pagans get credit for giving. Boy, that's another thought-provoking vlog, and here's my take on it. First of all, I did a little bit of research, not so much from the Christian pagan viewpoint, but more from a political viewpoint. Republican conservatives, who by and large are Christian, as opposed to liberal Democrats, who are by and large either secular or some sort of a humanistic religion like Unitarian and a lot of that. Certainly not all, but you know, if you take a look at the stats, you see that those are the two camps that they fall into. Okay, liberals and conservatives, or let's say Christians and humanists, both give a lot according to studies, and I don't believe all studies, but you know, a certain number of studies have been done that show that money comes out of the private sector and goes into social programs from the liberal side. They tend to give to secular organizations that then redistribute that money to humans or to animals. Conservatives tend to give to religious organizations that basically do the same thing. So the charities benefit across the board, but different charities are given to differently based on kind of your whole, it's not socioeconomic, but it's religious / political background. That's not exactly the question you asked. You asked, why do Christians get credit and pagans don't? In other words, if a pagan had given the guy a hamburger, would the pagan have said to their little child, "Yeah, I did that because you know, Tommy, we're pagans and that's what pagans do. These are pagan values." No, because pagan values are a subset of personal values. In other words, and I believe Christian values are a subset of other values as well. It's just the Christian value of being philanthropic or giving or charity is very obviously tied in with the face of Christianity. It isn't as obviously tied in with the face of paganism. I don't know. I'm just now beginning to meet and talk to and sort of understand the whole pagan Wiccan, and I know they're not the same thing, but that point of view. And the thing that I thought was really interesting was that of the women I've met, and everyone I've talked to has been a woman. I don't think I've talked to a male pagan or Wiccan through this YouTube experience. But everyone that I've met and talked to or watched, like November Summer Song, Brenda Crozier, who's the sweetest woman in the world. I adore her. Ember Honeyraven, and some new people that I'm just getting to know, Crystal and a couple of other people. All of those women, all of you women, seem extremely socially aware. The idea of handing a homeless person a can of soup, or buying him a hamburger, or giving him $1, or a pat on the back, or an extra jacket, that's the sort of thing I could see any of you doing, all of you doing. Would I pat you on the back for your pagan value for doing that? No, that's just your humanity. And I think it seems that Christians get a pat on the back for doing Christian things, including philanthropy, only because that is right up at the top of their marketing information. It's kind of part of the sales pitch. And I just don't experience that in the pagan and Wiccan community. People seem to be taken more on their own individual merit. There are heinous, horrible, monstrous Christians, and certainly are heinous, horrible, monstrous pagans as well. I don't think a person's religion, well, not even religion, their spiritual behavior, okay? The way that they worship the spiritual beyond and what they believe it is, whether it's Gaia or Jesus or, you know, whoever, the great father, you know, whatever, fairies, whatever it is. That is, that's very separate from how we treat one another. So, I think the reason that it seems that Christians are given more of a pat on the back, I think that's sort of it's happenstance, if you know what I mean. I also I thought about that term, paying it forward, so I researched that a little bit, and that's that whole movement of doing a good deed to the next guy down the line because you have had good done to you. And that is primarily a secular humanist kind of thing to do. It's not really part of the Christian vernacular. You know, they give in the ways that they give through their charities. But that whole pay it forward idea, that is extremely independent of religious beliefs. It's more an idea of, you know, how we treat one another. It's still kind of plugged into spirituality, but in a very broad way. So, those are kind of my feelings on that. It seems like so many people get recognition for that pay it forward thing. So, and I'm sorry that I'm not thinking of someone that I could say, oh yeah, remember when that person gave that person a thing and we saw it on YouTube? Well, that guy was, you know, he wasn't Christian, he was something else. And I can't think of that. But I think I've seen a lot of this, like, in the media, on the news, in commercials, on television, in shows, where you know that this isn't, the reason they gave had nothing to do with Christian values at all. It had something else, it was some other human contact reason for doing it. So, what am I saying? Am I saying I think you're wrong? I don't mean that. I just mean I think the picture is much bigger than just that one comment, you know, that you saw there. I'm super tired. I can barely string 2 words together. So I hope this made some sort of sense. Gosh, I just love watching your videos and responding. You and Brenda and Gabby, you guys always have something really thought-provoking for me, and I always somehow want to think about it and respond. So, now I'm blathering. Now it's time to shut off the camera, and I will see you later. Bye.